Before I begin the video, I just want to flag, as always, that I am not a qualified financial advisor and nothing I say should be considered as financial advice. Hello, I'm the Geordie Saver and welcome back to my channel. So it is a lovely sunny Friday and I thought I'd do my mortgage overpayment update for April 2025. So what have I got to update on before we go into the figures? So I actually attended a financial freedom event organised by the Donegans who run Rebel Finance School. So that was in Newcastle. It was a free event. Was it last week? I'm all the mix with the weeks, but it was maybe about a week and a half ago. And that was really interesting. It was really interesting to be in the same room as other people who are interested in personal finance. And there was a bit where Alan and Katie, where they did a presentation, which they were sort of preaching at the converted, because I think everyone in the room already knew the points they were making, but it was good to have them reiterated and discussed. And then we had sessions at our tables where we talked with each other about our goals, and it was really free way to just talk about what we wanted. So it was quite nice to talk to people on my table about investing and what our aims are, and hopefully some of the people who are there, there's going to be a regular northeast meetup, so fingers crossed that gets organised, because it'd be nice to just meet people regularly who are interested in personal finance. So that's probably the main bit of update that I was gonna give. So what I'll do is I'll jump straight into the figures for April. So ended March with a balance of £99,179. So that's the starting balance for April. The standard payment is £510. So that is our mortgage up until the end of 2026, when we our fix ends and we need to remortgage. The overpayment this month was £181. So £100 was from our regular overpayment. That's just added into our mortgage payment. So we told the mortgage company that we're with, we instructed them to take an extra £100 on our monthly payment, and that was to match the mortgage interest. And then the additional £80 has come from Sprive, the Sprive app. Now, I've talked about this app before. I've got a review of it which I put in the I've done a review on YouTube, which is in the description box of this video if you want to understand what that is. But basically, it's a mortgage overpayment app, and it works in a couple of ways. So the first way is that it links to your bank account, and it can do auto saves. So it can, for me, for example, I set £25 a month that it takes from my bank account and puts into an overpayment pot. But it also, if you've got extra money in the month, say you haven't spent as much that month, it'll see that you've got extra money and it'll suggest that it takes that money and uses it as an overpayment. So that's one way. The other way is you get cash back on your shopping, which you can use as a overpayment. So for example, if I was shopping in Sainsbury's, I could buy a gift card through the app, and then I can't remember what the percentage is at Sainsbury's. I think, say if it's 3%, that 3% then would get paid to me, which I could use as a mortgage overpayment. So my partner, for example, is very good at the rewards bit. So every time he goes to the shop, he looks to see if it's on Sprive, and he downloads the voucher. He pays for the voucher, downloads it, uses it, and then he gets that reward. And then the third way is referral bonuses as well. So for every 3 people who use my referral code, for every person who uses the referral code that's mine, they get £5, and for every 3 people who sign up, I get £25. So because the video of the review video I've made has around 2,000 views now, I keep, every so often I get an extra £25 from people signing up, which is nice. So yeah, £80 is a mix of all those 3. The interest that accrued on the account was £94. So that mortgage interest is getting less and less. I mean, I know it's not going to be like this forever, so I assume that once I get to remortgage, currently my interest rate is 1.16%. Looking at the mortgage rates at the moment, it's 3.8 something is probably the lowest I've seen. So you can imagine this interest is going to triple, but it's still going to be £300 a month or 300 and something pound a month. So it's not the extra increase in interest because we've got a small mortgage. It's not too sort of crippling, so that's good. The end balance at the minute is £98,574. So we managed to pay off £597 in April, which is good. And then just some of the totals. So we started this year with £101,387. We've made £2,000 in our kind of contractual payments, and £1,154 have been overpayments. The interest that accrued's only been £380. The final balance at the moment, the 98,574. So the balance paid off so far this year in the first 4 months, is that 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, is £2,813, which is good. So then just some stats. So the percentage paid off in 2025 is 3%. So that's looking at the difference between the starting balance this year with the current balance. Total overpayments so far have been £27,497, and the current mortgage end date is April 2043, and the original was March 47. So we've reduced the mortgage by 4 years. So the overall length of it at the moment will be 26 years, and I'm 8 years in. What else was I going to say? So I think, oh yes, about this current mortgage end date. So we've chosen, I should say, to every time we overpay for it to affect to reduce the term, but because I think I've discussed this in a video before, unless your overpayment is £500 or more, it doesn't actually change the end date. So you can see I've done £149, then £181. So if I was to like next month pay £500 in one go, then I'd see the reduction in the term. So at the moment, the way that we're overpaying, with it being, a couple of £100 here or there, I expect that when we remortgage next year, that's when we'll see the reduction in the end date, because that's when it'll sort of kind of come off the mortgage, if you see what I mean. But I'll probably do a February thing again next year where we overpay by £500 in February, just so we can see the reduction in the end date. Because February's a short month, so actually there's more. I always find there's more cash available to do that in that month. So that's probably what we'll do. At the moment, I get this comment all the time, which is a fair comment, saying, well, you probably have been better to have £27,497 in your bank account to ride any storms that happens in life, and have security, which is a fair comment. But I think what I'll say on that is I am trying to build that up and trying to shift a little bit away from focusing a lot on the mortgage. But focusing on the mortgage over the past couple of years has really helped get the balance down. So if I go back to even the start of 2023, we had £117,000 on the mortgage, and now we've got less than £100,000. And yeah, for me, it just really helps my mindset with knowing that, you know, the smaller the mortgage becomes, the less I have to worry about it. So that's probably what I'll say on that. But I am trying to build emergency fund and stocks and shares ISA as well. So actually, I forgot what the biggest news was that I was going to say, was that I have reached 900 subscribers. So thank you everyone who's hit the subscribe button. You know, it's been my aim for years now to reach 1,000 subscribers, but I'm now within touching distance. So I've got 100 more to go. So if you're watching this video and you watch my other videos but you don't subscribe, then please do, because it'll help me get to 1,000 subscribers. People might think, oh, you get to 1,000 subscribers and this little YouTube channel becomes monetized, but actually you have to do watch hours as well, and I think I need 4,000 watch hours within a year plus 1,000 subscribers to be monetized. And my watch hours are around 2,400 or something like that. So I think I would have to post a bit more regularly to get those watch hours up. But yeah, it's been funny because I went from posting every week to not posting as regularly. But I do want to get back into the habit of posting weekly because, as I said, I enjoy this as a hobby. But if you're on a similar journey with your mortgage or personal finance, then do drop me a comment below, and yeah, I'll respond back to you, and I'll see you on the next video.